Going to start the game in 3, 2, 1, go. So as we said, we've got a matchup here between Team Oxygen Esports and Vaevictus. So let's introduce our players and their heroes. Here is Strawbale. Gonna be on the Rampage. Got that nice skin there that was just added. B certified on the Iggy and Scorch. Marty Rivy will be playing the support Decker for this. That's not a Decker. That's a Muriel. Wow. You can tell it's a little bit earlier for me. I Cameron on the Grim, and then it's going to be It's Mike on our very tanky Steel. Now here for Vaevictus, it's going to be Zune123, jumping a little bit here as the Gadget. Vault playing the Narbash. Got Fire on his Murdoch. Irokanji will be playing a Howitzer in the mid lane, and finally Quasmia. That's an interesting Sevarog pickup for him. Hello.
Yeah, Sevrog, he's been in and out recently. A lot of teams either really love the Sevrog or completely avoid him. There's no in between. He's a bit of a niche pick. His jungle clear speed isn't the greatest, but he does get a lot of free stacks in it, which is pretty good for his damage output. That's why you'll see a lot of other teams, they'll go for things like Steel or Rampage in the jungle, because they just Steel, Rampage, Grux, and Chimera. Those four have much more quicker clearing speeds, especially Grux and Chimera, who can just clear so much of the camps in the early stages of the game. And as we can see, Vaevictus gone for the early double jungle, which it's quite normal across in a lot of EU teams. They're going to look for a gank right afterwards when they hit that level 2 off the second white camp, which is going to be the prime point to be looking out for. Mike, it's Mike. He's sitting in mid lane on Steel.
Yeah, it is interesting that they decide to put a Steel in the mid lane. I'm assuming it's just to get some early levels on him.
Yeah, I think it's because he's going to want to roam to the left and to the right. Iggy, not as important for the roaming capabilities, and they're just going to want to use the shield slam. And they're going to be wanting to run left and right and just constantly go for that shield slam in the early stages of the game.
Definitely looking for some early team fights for Team Oxygen as they want to get those levels up, but he might be ganked pretty soon. Very aggressive in the mid lane, very far up. He's still got his sprint speed going, doesn't actually get hit there. Vault does hit him with the mallet. Keeps its mic there for a little bit, but he has managed to back away. And, well, Steel is pretty tanky, so his chances of going down on mid are fairly low.
Yeah, the only issue he's going to have is going to be a bit of a struggle to farm. He's going to have to use his charge to just clear these minions up a lot of the time, otherwise they're just going to end up under his tower. And Mike, still pretty healthy. He's taking a bit of poke here in this mid lane, and we're just going to have to wait and see till they hit level 5. This is what I said about before. Oxygen, mid-game, the second they hit that sort of level 5 onwards when they have their ultimates, they just turn a switch. You're just going to see it's Mike just roam to a lane, I guarantee you, and just shield slam someone. The Victors have to be wary for that.
I'm still trying to figure out the audio issues, guys. I can't really figure out where they would be coming from because I'm not hearing any echo right now for me. Over on the right lane, though, B certified, he might be having a bit of trouble. Tried to do some good damage to the Decker, but he gets hit by the Sevarog stun. And that is going to be the first blood of the game.
Yeah, Iggy is one of those laners. He's extremely susceptible to early game ganks. Sevrog can just constantly pressure that lane, and Cert was a bit too pushed up in that lane, and just he got punished for it. No wards, no vision. In the early stages of the game, when players don't buy wards because it's quite a costly investment, when you kind of need the health pots to trade in between with the opponent's laner, and he got punished. And now Gadget's pushed this lane up into the tower, and Cert's going to be losing some farm.
So, in terms of wards in the early game, what exactly is the situation that you would suggest that you do go for wards instead of the health pot?
If you suspect the enemy team is going to do something extremely risky, sort of like really aggressive ganks in the first minute or two, that you wouldn't normally expect, because then you can just peace out and it completely negates it. Other than that, a lot of the time you get wards on your first back, so you can start getting that vision control, getting it. Cause in the early stages of the game, you can quite easily predict where the enemy jungler is going to be. A lot of the melee junglers start on the red buff because it helps their clear. And so you expect them to either gank the left lane or the mid lane. And if a jungler has shown sort of a lot of patterns in ganking odd lanes, then you would consider maybe grabbing a ward. But if they've got the normal standard pattern, I suspect
Ooh,
no wards is fine.
here they come. There's a shield slam coming in. Vault and fire put back in the air, pushed back thanks to the steel coming through, and Narbash just completely evaporated on the left side. Those heroes were there for quite a while. They have the black buff on the Rampage, so they should be able to get the tower here with so much personnel and 2 heroes going down there.
As I said, level 5, it's Mike straight away looked for the fight. Ran into that left lane, that red lane, and just instantly used the shield slam to try to get that early game advantage, and it just pays off.
Well, they are
the steel
forced
ult
back.
in the early stages.
They're forced
so
back a
good.
little bit here thanks to the Sevrog ulting minions out of the tower range. He just got them out of there, so it was a lot easier for the tower to start hitting the blue heroes, and they were forced back a little bit. Strawbell not really going for the ultimate just yet.
Yeah, probably just going to push it in the next minion wave or 2, or just recall, get the buffs when they spawn in the next 15 seconds or so, and do the same thing on repeat the second Mike's shield slam is back up.
Well, they don't have the black buff for this push, or actually I can't see timers, and I thought for a second he didn't have it, but he does have it for a couple more seconds. Maybe that's something that Epic should add into the spectator UI, but in any case, they have it for a couple more seconds, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to push another tower with it.
No, they're probably going to wait again for It's Mike's ultimate to come back up. It's kind of crucial for nearly all their starts, for all their fights. Just start off with the shield slam. Because without it, they don't really have much engage, to be perfectly honest. It's going to have to be a Rampage jumping in, or a Rock. Muriel, Iggy, not the greatest engage. They're much better at disengaging fights. So I think that's what's going to play around. We're going to see a fight pretty much as soon as the steel shield slam is up every single time.
Well, it is up right now, so, I mean, according to you, Oxygen should be looking for another fight right now, and they're invading the orange jungle for it as well. Mike and Strawbell just running up all on their lonesome. Muriel is available with her ultimate if they need it, and it could be quite a bit. Fire might have gotten caught out once again, but I'm not sure if they had vision of him. Still looking in the jungle.
Team Victus, nice use of the wards. Oxygen noticed that they backed off, and instead of trying to force a gank on the tower, just going to try take the red buff, get a small advantage here, hopefully clear out some of this vision in the jungle, and then try and repeat the gank again once Black's up in about a minute.
Yeah, Black should be up soon, so perhaps then we start to see the next push. Not another steel slam as you probably wanted, but the invade was successful for Team Oxygen.
Yeah, they're going to want to fight as much as possible. Their comp is pretty much
in the
designed
mid
around
lane,
it.
Howitzer might have gotten caught out. He's going to knock everything away, and he's actually going to go and make it rain over on mid. Certified's been taken a little bit low. Can he get the missile? He hits him, sniped down by the Howitzer, but here comes the steel slam right onto the top of Howitzer, and his pushback is gone. He might get put onto the lower ground, but no, he just stays on top, and he stays for his death. 2 heroes coming over. He takes down the Iggy, but he gets taken down himself, so it's a 1-for-1 mid trade for the 2 teams.
Yeah, that went a lot better for Team Vaevictus. Oxygen slightly misplayed there. Could have made that engagement a slightly bit cleaner, waiting for the steel ult, but again, 1-for-1 is not the end of the world. They can still push their advantage.
And now Mike is being pushed away from the mid lane, just narrowly dodges the Sevrog stun, and well, gets pushed back, ulted by the Sevrog. Home run out of the park. They might be taking it down. It's Mike. They put the bot on top of his face. He's trying to get away, but I think he might have taken a bit too much damage. Gadget takes the kill at mid, and well, they're going to keep trying to push in left, and they nearly take down the tower. Cameron just needs one more hit. Will get it, and now he goes forward on the vault. These heroes are pretty low, but I don't think it's being low enough as Narbash just uses the Song of His People, and they get out of there.
Gadget's looking for some sort of engagement, but there just isn't anything. Marty and Cameron have already backed out. There's nothing for them to take. But they can rotate mid, and I quite like this rotation coming out from Team Victus if they decide to hard push this mid lane.
It was a little bit surprising to me that that push did not come with the black buff at all. Right now you see a Sevrog trying to clear it, and with this, I mean, they've got a lot of personnel here for Orange and Vaevictus. They could definitely go for a tower. Ooh, Rampage coming in. I was thinking he might steal that black buff, but he's just going to swipe at Howitzer now, possibly try to take it off him. Hits the rock a little bit onto him, even though it crashes into the wall. And now Rampage, he goes in the ultimate. It's going to be very difficult to take him down after that, as Narbash uses the ultimate. Oh, there's the Muriel ultimate on the 2. Knocks 2 up. Can Vault be taken down? Yes, Cameron is able to find the kill with his Grim, and Sevrog being forced away. Knocks It's Mike back into the Howitzer ultimate. And Strawbell trying to chase down a Gadget. They're are a little bit lacking focus, but Howitzer on the high ground may have been caught out by this. Be Certified throwing the fire on him, throws down a turret, and he's going to take down Irakanji with that. Now it's Mike inside the jungle. Zune trying to back away. He's going to get the bot on him, but his speed gate doesn't look to be up right now, so he's just going to try to turn and fight with that Tesla Dome, and he's just taking too much damage. Is he able to get away with the speed gate? Running very fast. Is Rim going to get the snipe? Oh man, he does! Knocks him on the face. They even throw in a rock for good measure. Meanwhile, Be Certified taking down the mid lane with that big area damage to the minions.
Extremely well played from Oxygen. Team Vaevictus slightly out of position in that fight. They were all extremely split up. The Howitzer ult didn't really zone anyone. It wasn't on anyone that it would do too much damage. It was hitting Muriel, Rampage, and Steel. Not ideal targets. Doesn't really do much to them in the early stages of the game. They can just walk out, not take a lot of damage. And as we saw there, end up being out of position. And a little bit risky here in the enemy jungle. He's got this. He managed to get some nice vision there, but it's been swiftly cleared out.
Yeah, he was getting a little bit deep there, but Iggy can be relatively safe if he's able to use turrets effectively inside the jungle, kind of close off those running paths for Vaevictus.
Yeah, if we're looking at the card points right now, Oxygen are miles ahead. They're sitting on 21 points on iCameron, and Fiat is he's been having a rough time. He's sitting on 9 currently, so 3 times the amount of card points on Oxygen. Some of the players, and just in general, they have 15 to 21 points. So it's going to be a bit rough for Team Vaevictus here, and Oxygen need to take this chance to now push for a much bigger advantage while they have this small lead.
Yeah, right now Vaevictus are kind of feeling that a lot of their support heroes and their tanks are a little bit far behind. Gadget and Howitzer keeping up on card points, but those are really the only ones. There's already heroes for Oxygen that are up to 21. So right now I feel like Vaevictus, they absolutely have to start grouping up in order to get some good fights, but I feel like that could, if Oxygen are ready for it, just work right into their favor.
Yeah, they have Marty River on the Muriel. Now, because Vaevictus want these early fights, it's going to be a bit tricky because Muriel is going to do Muriel things. She's going to come in, reversal fortune, and completely turn the early game fights around in their favor. And
Sevarog setting things up for his team. He really wants to get a good home run hit, but Marty Rivia is the one that he's going on to. It might not even be the best hero. Narbash comes in with the Song of People, but the Sevarog is nearly down, throws down the steel shield, and here comes a slam. Only hits on the fire, but this Murdoch is probably the one that they want to take down very quickly. He's on the high ground. Make It Rain is going to do some good area damage. Vault is the first one to go down. Sevarog should be soon to follow, and Cameron, well, he's taking a lot of damage from the Grim, but Muriel's going to help him out with the shield, and now Howitzer being forced away on the high ground. Rampage able to use those Fists of Fury and able to take down the Murdoch there. Howitzer just completely caught out. No mana and very soon very little life. Gadget even coming in to try to secure a few things. Throws on the Tesla Dome, trying to do as much as she can, but she might have been caught out once again here. Almost securing the full 5-man team. Throws down the speed gate, and are they able to chase him? Yeah, Be Certified. He's running fast with the travel mode, looking for the hit, is able to find it, helping the rest of his team catch up, trying to get that push to the side, and he will. Shield being thrown down by the Muriel and absolutely annihilated with that steel charge through. And that's another kill, finishing off the full 5-man team wipe for Team Oxygen.
What looked like to be a good start to the fight for Team Vaevictus slowly turned horribly wrong. Muriel kept them alive for way too long, and Kazima on the Sevarog got bursted down by iCameron. iCameron is doing a huge amount of damage right now with the 2 upgraded Staff of Adamants and already a Blink Charm in the early stages, so it's going to be really tricky to kill now on his next back. He's got Blink Charm at 21 points because he's got an advantage. The only time he's got the damage advantage, he doesn't necessarily need to get more damage. He's already doing a lot more than the opposing team. So what he's done is gone for the Blink Charm. It guarantees that if they try to dive him, he's got the spell shield and he can Blink Charm away to just guarantee his survival basically in the next couple of fights.
I'm always amazed at how the positioning tools are able to help you out during the fight, because in MOBAs, positioning is just one of those things that can help you immensely in a lot of different situations in terms of escape or initiating or really just placing yourself around the team fight. So having that definitely gives you the advantage, and while also being up on damage doesn't hurt as well.
Yeah, it's looking rough again for Team Vaevictus. They were looking strong in the early stages of the game with the farming, but the second Oxygen hit level 5 and allowed to, they've started to go Vetch. Now Kozima, again, might be a little bit too deep, and Oxygen are probably going to want to take this.
Well, Oxygen should definitely want to take this with Steel coming through. Want to get the Slam. It's only going to be on the Narbash, but look at the Ultra, man. Man, so much damage. Just ultimate in the face. It's ridiculous, and they should be able to get a Sevarog for this as well. Tries to charge away. Strawbell jumps on top of him. He's doing a ton of damage. It's Mike actually bumped back into this. The home run slam taking 2 away. Marty Arivia does get hit a bit by the stun, and I think Oxygen's push might be sustained here with B Certified and the Gadget just trying to duke it out on the right lane.
Yeah, again, a bit too deep from Team Vaevictus. They tried to go for the pick, but the problem is they didn't have the vision. They didn't know where Team Oxygen are, and they got punished for that.
Yeah, and Strawbell goes into the ultimate, jumps right onto its Kanji. They've got a ton of damage onto the tier 2, and they will be able to take it down now. They've kind of spread up the fight here. Howitzer doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Let's see what kind of skills he's able to get off as the rest of Team Oxygen go right for the Murdoch. Grim just uses a GTFO, and he makes Fire get right out of this fight. Cosmia gets the Sunless people to try to help him out. Strawbell does get stunned up for a little bit, but they get enough damage onto Sevarog, and Vault, he's way too far up right now. He's getting immediately taken down. B Certified just joins the, well, he actually gets sent back to the base. Probably couldn't take the Gadget too much, but she wasn't there either. And now the push, they might even get an inhibitor with this.
Yeah, Oxygen, 16-minute inhibitor. This is extremely looking bad for Team Vaevictus right now if they manage to get it.
Well,
How he forced to use the ultimate along with Gadget.
Clears out the creep so well with that. Tesla Doom, also a good zoning measure, but after all that's used, I'm not sure how much Oxygen are going to care. They do back a little
now
bit.
They've used. Thing is, now there's no Howitzer ultimate, there's no Gadget ultimate. Oxygen can recall, recompose, get their mana back, and just go for a fight straight away.
They can recall. It looks like they will. I guess the other option might have been the Oxygen. Wow. Might have been to go for the Prime after all of that. Definitely, I think could have been a possibility there.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility to go for it, especially with the recent changes. It's got a lot less health. It's got, I think, about 3.7k less health than what it used to have, so it's a lot easier to take, and it looks like they're just setting it up. They want to just get the points they have from that last fight first, and then go for the Prime, because they want to fight. Oxygen want the fight to actually happen, so they don't necessarily need to rush this or Prime at any point.
They should be fine there. They like you said, it's definitely a good thing to take advantage of your card points when you get a big fight like that. And well, B Certified, he's just very happy to fight up against Cosme there. Sevarog a little bit tanky, but I don't know how much he's going to be able to back away from this. B Certified just throwing a little bit of harass at him, but Cosmia has gotten away for now, and he's being joined by the Murdoch, possibly warding off the Iggy, but here comes Narbash from the backside. Is he going to be able to withstand this assault? Taking a bit of damage here. He might try to stand and fight, just throwing down the fire turrets, and he's got tons of mana here. So there's no Belka this game. They really don't care about this. And here comes the Muriel knocking up the Sevarog. Tons of damage. Are they going to be able to stand and fight? They've got a ton to help them. Sevarog the first to fall. Here comes Rampage into the fight. They didn't have the personnel, but now they do. Fire. So much damage from Rampage. They do take him down, and Itsukanzi tries to knock himself away, but he's knocked back with the steal. Right now, Vaevictus just coming apart at the seams, and Gadget tries everything she can do to try to spam out the wave, but it might not have been enough. The rest of Team Oxygen ready to come in for the kills right now.
So, looked like he was out
Steel
of position.
Slam, Gadget in a ton of trouble, getting pushed down by It's Mike, and they've got damage on the turret as well. They switch the aggro, and yep, they just jump right on top of him, taking the tower down and possibly taking down the inhibitor. 4 heroes down, Narbash the only one alive for now, and their inhibitor might be soon to fall, or Oxygen just go for a prime like we've been talking about for the past couple minutes.
Yeah, it looked like Certified at the beginning of that was out of position. He got caught by 3 other members from Team Vaevictus, but they didn't have the damage to kill him. They did not have enough damage, and he managed to stall long enough for his team to come and rotate to his aid. And along with the Muru Reversal Fortune, it made it extremely easy. And then once he was alive, Team Vaevictus couldn't get any advantage, and they just fell further and further behind. Mid lane, Tower's just going to drop. Doesn't really mean too much at this point in the game. Noxygen, 36 card points on iCameron. 10-0-7. He is a monster right now.
Let's talk about the personnel in that last fight. So they had Iggy just kind of standing there, and Iggy's one of those heroes that, a caster that excels at just standing and fighting, and when you have a Muriel on his team, it ensures that he's going to have a ton of time to be able to get his damage off, especially when so far ahead of the enemy team. Oh, it's Mike trying to chase down Howitzer, who was, I think, trying to recall back to base, but wasn't able to get it off, and that gadget bot will not hit on the steal, so he's just going to zone them out. And the rest of Team Oxygen, they are in the area. Remember, Muriel inside the base, but she has a reversal of fortune to come in and make it rain. Going to come down, only hitting onto iCameron right now, so maybe the Grim gets isolated from this fight. But what exactly? Oh, Steel Ultimate coming through. It's Mike just going in, and that's going to be a reversal of fortune as well. Knocked back so that the knockup doesn't actually go onto Vaevictus, but they've just taken up so much damage here, and they're really not able to fight against the onslaught. Narbash is going to beat the drums, but only for so long, knocking up the Team Oxygen, but this does not last at all. And Muriel's going to chase him down. Couple trees in the way. Enemy tower getting taken down. There's just more going the way of Team Oxygen. It's Mike comes around from the backside. No way that Narbash gets out of this one. And it's just another bunch of heroes going down for Vaevictus, and it should be an easy prime orb for Team Oxygen.
It looks like Team Vaevictus has elected to go for that surrender vote, and that is going to be game 1 to Team Oxygen Esports, and extremely well played by them. Completely dominating victory right there by them. And they just took advantage. They waited for that level 5. They waited for Mike to get the shield slam, and they used it on cooldown.
So with a dominating performance from Team Oxygen, they take game number 1 of the best of 3 in the semifinals of the Paragon Community Cup. And really, it was definitely an outclass from the beginning. Just really taking the mickey out of Vaevictus and making it hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, Oxygen showed what they love to do. They love to fight in the early stages of the game. They love to take this sort of level 5 fights where they can just get a huge advantage, where they can take a tower, they can take a black, and just jump into the enemy jungle. Take as much as they can from them after they win this fight, and then just snowball their advantage. And as we saw there, iCameron, huge amounts of damage on that Grim. He was 10-0, using that GTFO so well, and just the displacement kept him so safe in every single fight. And he knew he was going to be safe because the Muriel was there shielding him when he needed it. And they took that victory really well.
Yeah, to me, the Muriel play in that last match was absolutely fantastic. And we'll see if we get more in game number 2. So we try to be on that as fast as possible. Stay tuned, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at PathingLagoon, as well as on twitch.tv/PathingLagoon. And you can follow Gems. Maybe he'll post his Twitter in the chat or something. But thank you all for watching for now. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a moment. Stay classy, guys.